This is Saturday Night Rivals, presented by Kirby Medical Center. I'm Paul Wappel, along with Louis Del Rio. We'll be calling the action for you tonight. Kickoff is just a few minutes away, and we are in for a good one tonight. Louis Del Rio, we've got two teams with some high-powered offenses.
You are absolutely right, Paul. Two great teams. Monticello averaging 48 points a game, so they know how to throw it around with their quarterback, Caleb Hansen. And, of course, St. Joe Ogden started off pretty slow. They're 2-2, but they have managed to put over 45 points up on the board at least two of those 4 games. And, of course, they had a tough game last week against St. Thomas More. But, yeah, when it comes to offense, there's no shortage when it comes to these two teams. So we should be in for a nice treat.
And we talked about in the pregame, the Spartans have had the Sages number the last 3 times they've played.
And that was one of the keys when we talked about the keys to the game right before, is exactly that. For Monticello, just don't overthink. Don't look at the name on the jersey and really look at it as X's and O's. And if they do that, Monticello absolutely can leave here with a win. And, you know, St. Joe Ogden has some issues now also with Mason Kuhn out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we Jason Bowman will fill in for Mason Kuhn on the offensive side. And so we'll see how we'll keep an eye on him and see how he plays tonight.
For St. Joe Ogden at 2-2, they're 0-1 in the conference. This becomes now a must-win game here to stay in the playoff hope and keep their playoff hopes alive. Now, one thing tough for them with Kuhn is that's their leading wide receiver. It's a leader on this team. He's a senior, someone that Marty Wright looks to as his go-to guy. So, it's going to be an adjustment here early on for them. We'll see how they handle that against a tough defense like Monticello.
Yeah, we saw Monticello last week, and tremendous. Like we talked about, their offense is just incredible. The Sages are tough, ranked 3rd in the Class 3A poll this week, so they are off and ready to go again. We got a good crowd on hand here at St. Joseph Ogden, and good night for high school football, Louis. So we are just about set to get this one underway. So you're watching Saturday Night Rivals, presented by, thanks to Hickory River Smokehouse, presented by Kirby Medical Center. We've got the action coming up for you in just a second here.
You figure if you just throw any company out there, you might be right at this point.
All right. So we are set to go. Both teams came out a little bit late. Not late for the game, but just late. They like to do the last-minute thing, Louis. Maybe a psychological edge, trying to get one.
I know all about that, trying to be fashionably late.
And there you see some of the fans enjoying the pregame festivities.
And look out, there might be St. Thomas More, Unity. All these teams might be out here checking them out tonight.
So this will be interesting to see how it goes. Monticello, the Sages will kick. St. Joseph Ogden will get the ball first. Jack Fritz is back deep. It's a short kick, fielded and down at the 36-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will start their first offensive drive.
Yeah, this is a pivotal drive here for them.
And let's take a look at your Hickory River Smokehouse starting lineups. Marty Wright, quarterback, number 7 for the offense. And we talked about Mason Kuhn, the wide receiver. He is out of tonight's game, so he will not be in the starting lineup. We'll see how his replacement does for the Spartans.
Number 25, Jason Bowman, so look out for him.
1st and 10 from the 36. Marty Wright. There's the handoff. Near side, up to the 40, out of bounds at about the 41 is number 22 for Jack Fritz for the Spartans.
Right, nice run there. Try to get to the outside, picked up a couple yards. Also, Fritz now, because Kuhn is out, Fritz will be starting on defense as well. So, big game here for Fritz to show what he has.
The 5'11", 185-pound senior. He's up 2nd and 4. Handoff to Fritz, who stopped short of the 45-yard line. Bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, nice tackle there by the junior Bryson Smith. Met him right at the point. Wasn't fooled by the call. Knew he was coming right up the middle. Met him and stopped him right in front. So now 3rd and 1 here for the Spartans.
First quarter action from St. Joseph. Good crowd on hand for this one.
St. Joe students out as always. Great crowd.
Wright with the handoff to Fritz, who's got the first down, across his midfield, down to the 45-yard line, and that is a Fox, Illinois first down for St. Joe.
Great run there by Fritz, just right up the middle, nothing fancy, just, hey, we're coming at you, can you stop us? And right there, Monticello couldn't, first down.
So they will move the chains. See the nice run by Jack Fritz. First and 10. Right to throw, complete. Gain of about 3 on the play for the Spartans.
So you see here the playbook not opened up too much here, just getting chunks of yardage going down the field, being effective right now crossing midfield.
Colton Hale with the pickup for St. Joe Ogden. Second and 6. There's a handoff. Got a hole. Still on his feet. Oh, and tripped up at about the 29-yard line is Griffin Meeker. The 5'11", 185-pound senior.
Yeah, at this point, again, just right up the middle here. Monticello having trouble and getting a great push.
And that is good for a Fox, Illinois first down.
Yeah, just a great push here by St. Joe. The offensive line just really battling, opening holes for the running backs, and they're taking what they get.
First and 10 from the 29. Fakes the handoff. Now does give the handoff. Oh, stopped at the 28 is Griffin Meeker. So not much that time for Meeker.
This is where now, when you're inside the 20s and you're moving down, you can do that. But now as you get closer, now Monticello understands exactly what their game plan is. And at some point now, they're going to have to try and get to the outside.
And in motion. There's a handoff up the middle. Got some room. Still on his feet down to about the 18-yard line is Dwight Colvin.
Bringing in the sophomore. They're just going to everybody right now. And this offensive line is dominating inside the trenches right now, that whoever they're giving the ball, they're just opening a nice hole, and they're not even doing anything fancy. They're just going right up the gut.
And it's a Fox, Illinois first down. And we'd also like to thank Illini Oil Change, our Red Zone sponsor this year. From Saturday Night Lights to crisp weekend afternoons, here's the football. And to the players who make it great, good luck this season from Illini Oil Change. And there's the handoff again to Colvin. Not much there.
Fritz coming back into the game. That's a nice. It's nice to have a sophomore just come in, huh?
Not too,
in a
not
big
too
game
bad,
like
yeah.
that and pick up 10 yards for you.
Yeah,
looks like
absolutely.
Colvin's coming back in, so they're going to go with Colvin and Fritz here in the backfield.
So 2nd and 7 for the home team.
Really early on here is this offensive line has been very impressive for St. Joe.
So Marty Wright, quarterback. Pitches it back. 15 to the 10. Down to about the 8-yard line is Jack Fritz. So they made a Fox, Illinois first down. Brings up 1st and goal from the 9. Right at quarterback. Fritz in the backfield. Pitches to Fritz, left side. Turns to the 5, out of bounds.
He's going right back to Fritz there. Fritz using his athleticism and his size to just beat himself into the 5 here, the ball on the floor now.
So 2nd and goal from the 5 for St. Joe. And you just know they've got some confidence, having beaten Monticello the last 3 times they played, but it's a new game. So flag on the play. There's the carry into the end zone, but the play will be whistled dead as Dwight Colvin took it into the end zone. So that'll push him back 5 yards on the illegal procedure call.
Those are big 5 yards there. You're having trouble getting into the end zone here. Now to be pushed back and have a 2nd and goal, especially with this offensive line that had a lot of momentum here, helping move the ball.
So 2nd and goal from the 10. Full backfield. There's the handoff. Cuts back right. Down inside the 5 is Dwight Colvin.
And let me tell you, that was an incredible run. Did you see that cut there? Right at the point he saw where the defense was collapsing. Watch this. Just, oh, what a beautiful run here and just a sophomore. The presence and the awareness that he had to see that the defense was collapsing there and to change his route on a dime like that. Just great athleticism by the sophomore.
3rd and goal from the 4 for the Spartans. Handoff, left side and into the end zone for the touchdown is number 33, Dwight Colvin. So 6-0, St. Joe Ogden.
Coach Skinner said, hey, you know what, we'll reward you with the nice runs, with the touchdown. But again here, the same exact thing. Look at the vision, the patience, bounces right off his tackle into the end zone. What a great drive here. That's a senior plays there by a sophomore. Future bright here for the St. Joe Ogden offense.
So with 6:06 to go, it is a 6-0 lead for St. Joe Ogden. And they, Louis, will go for 2. And why not? Give it to Colvin again, and he goes outside and is in for the 2-point conversion. So 8-0, thanks to 8 points from Dwight Colvin. The sophomore's off to a good start, Louis.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just the maturity, the vision, the presence, the athleticism of a sophomore in a big game like this is incredible.
All right, we'll take a short break. Back, St. Joe Ogden in just a moment. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back to Hickory River Smokehouse, Saturday Night Rivals, presented by Kirby Medical Center. Paul Wapple along with Louis Del Rio. 8-0 with 6:06 to go. Louis, a nice drive, a way to start things off for the home team, and a long drive. Took up almost half the first quarter.
You could not have asked for a better drive in the way that they did it. They didn't even attempt to pass. They just ran it right down their throats. The offensive line commanded their presence, showed that they're here to play. And now you make Monticello, after taking half the time off in the first quarter, now you give Monticello the ball. They're down a little bit. We'll see where their confidence is. But again, like I said, Monticello has had issues against St. Joe Ogden. And the way to let them know again, hey, you're not going to beat us. We're not just going to let you beat us. You come down and you have a first drive just like that.
Number 10, Jack Cook, will do the kicking honors for St. Joe Ogden. Nope, no he won't. There's the kick fielded at about the 15. Out to the 25 and down. Short of the 30-yard line for Monticello is Alec Bundy.
And now we get to see this high-powered Monticello offense led by quarterback Caleb Hansen, who's putting up 48 points a game. And not only that, Caleb Hansen is the area leader in passing yards. So we see some fireworks here.
5:54 it took on that drive, capped by the Colvin 3-yard touchdown run, and he also got the 2-point conversion. So Caleb Hansen, we talked a lot about him. He is one of the best in the state. 1st and 10 and a flag.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay.
False
Second
start.
down.
That's, Paul, those are one of the things where I think the Monticello offense was just itching to get on the field. They wanted to get on, and there was a little bit of nerves and a little anxious, and they jump.
All right. Back to throw. Hanson does throw complete. Got some room. There's a first down and then some. Out to about the 48-yard line is Alec Bundy. And they made a Fox, Illinois first down. The Sages have.
Caleb Hanson completes a pass. I think we're going to say that a lot
No
tonight.
surprise, right? Yeah.
Just a nice, easy swing pass to the outside, and Bundy does the rest.
5:41 to go, opening quarter at St. Joe Ogden. Hanson back to throw again. Near side, complete. And down about the 48-yard line is Nathan Graham.
And that's just a nice open field tackle there by Brody White. Way to read his guy. He spied him out of the backfield and no yardage. Nice play there.
And we want to remind you that Saturday Night Rivals is available streaming live online. Log on to SaturdayNightRivals.com. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. Brings up second down and 9 for Monticello. There's the handoff up the middle, cross midfield, first down, still on his feet to about the 32-yard line. Is number 32, Lucas Lieb, and that is another Fox, Illinois first down for Monticello.
That's a big boy coming at you, 6'1". Nice run there, nice hole, and that Monticello offense is just moving.
Caleb Hanson and the Sages moving down the field. Back to throw is Hanson, and couldn't quite connect with his receiver.
Yeah, he had
Asher Brad on that
he
one.
had Asher Brad wide open. He caused some separation with the safety there. Just wasn't able to connect on that one. Just sort of an off throw there for Hanson.
Hanson has thrown for more than 1,100 yards this season.
Which would be the most in our area. So nobody flings the ball more than this Monticello offense. They run that multiple pro set, so this is what they do. They fling it around.
Oh, and somebody jumped.
Looks like this time it's on St. Joe.
I think you're right. Let's see what the call is.
Offside. 5-yard penalty.
Against the start.
Replay. Second down.
And this is where we go back to that keys to the game where I said for St. Joe they have to get that pressure. Well, when Caleb Hanson is passing the ball like this and he's moving at will, that's where you get the defense to jump, because now they're trying to anticipate that and try to get to him, and that causes them to jump, and now it's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5, a lot different than 2nd and 10, no doubt about it. High snap. Hanson's going to keep it himself and run. Got some speed, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So Caleb Hanson, who can do it with his arm and his legs, we knew that, makes it an 8-6 ball game.
Picture perfect drive for Monticello. That's exactly what they want to do. Most teams set up the run for the pass. Monticello sets up the pass for the run. Caleb Hanson hasn't held the ball and ran with it. This time does. They were expecting it to be a run. He takes it to the outside and right into the house. When we say perfect drive by St. Joe Ogden, we call it perfect drive as well here for Monticello.
And they're going to go for 2. The Sages are. To try to tie it on the keeper. Nope, pitches back. Now the throw into the end zone, and it is caught and good for the 2-point conversion. So, little trick play there, and it works for the Sages.
I said we'd see some fireworks, right?
No doubt about it.
There we go.
And Nathan Harmon with the 2-point conversion catch.
Can't expect 2 better opening drives.
All right, we'll take a short break. Back 8-8. When we come back, St. Joe, stay with us. Welcome back to Hickory River Smokehouse's Saturday Night Rivals, presented by Kirby Medical Center. I'm Paul Wappel, along with Louis Del Real. St. Joe Ogden and Monticello tied at 8, and we're going to go down to the field to Hunter McKee on the sidelines. Hunter?
Paul and Louis, thank you so much. We're here with our naming sponsor for this event tonight. And Mike, thank you so much for being out here, sir. So just sort of talk about real quick why it's so important for you guys being a part of Saturday Night Rivals this year.
You bet. Well, hey, Hunter, we're glad to be the title sponsor, Hickory River Smokehouse. What's more American than barbecue and football, right? So we're just real happy to be the title sponsor. It was a great opportunity for us. You know, it's a chance for us to give back to these communities who are involved in Saturday Night Rivals all across central Illinois, who have helped us to become the most popular barbecue brand in central Illinois. So it's just been a great fit. And we're just really happy to give back, and this is one of the many ways that we give back to the communities that support us.
And Mike, obviously we know you're a very busy man, but what is it that you like to do on your free time?
Oh, wow. Well, so what little free time I have is basically when I'm not smoking great barbecue, I'm running for state senate. So I'm really just unhappy with what's going on in state government right now, and so I'm throwing my hat in the ring as a small businessman to be involved in state government and try to turn this state around.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being out here.
You bet.
Paul and Louie, back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Hunter. Appreciate that. Jack Fritz with the nice pickup for St. Joe.
If Hunter can get Mike to bring up some food, I'm kind of hungry.
Appreciate Mike Madigan and Hickory River Smokehouse and everything he's done to sponsor Saturday Night Rivals this year. So thank you, Mike, on behalf of everybody involved with the broadcast. So it is 2nd and 1. First quarter action. Marty Wright at quarterback. Flag on the play as he pitches the ball to Jack Fritz. But
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
push it
Replay.
back
Second
five.
down.
Repeat second down. Be 2nd and 6 for the home team.
5-yard loss, 2nd down and 6.
Louis, so far so good. 8-8. Good game.
As good as advertised. We knew two teams coming in here with high-powered offenses, and so far we've seen that. Now it's who's going to play defense.
We will see. Second and 6. Delayed handoff, and Sages read that very well.
The fumble on the play, recovered by the Spartans.
Yeah, I was going to say here, it didn't look as if they stopped it as much as there was just a bad handoff.
Yeah.
And dropped the handoff there. And luckily for them, they were able to recover in their own territory here.
2:48 to go. First quarter action. 8-8. Marty Wright. Under center. Pitches back to Fritz. Another flag on the play. Fritz out to about the 41-yard line. See what the penalty is. And it's holding against the Spartans. So that'll bring him, push him back. Spartans going the wrong way on this drive.
Yeah, you don't want this to sort of become a theme here. This is now their third penalty. You don't want that to snowball and sort of kill your momentum, which is exactly what's happening here. First you have the one fumble there where they obviously recover, but the bad snap or the bad handoff, and then now with another false start penalty. You don't want these things to sort of mount. So now,
So 3rd and long, 17 to be exact, for St. Joe Ogden.
third in the size of Ogden right now.
Play clock's at 3. Back to throw is Wright. Finds Fritz across the middle. He's to the 40. It's going to be a foot race, and he is brought down finally at the 20-yard line. So Jack Fritz on the connection from Marty Wright, and that is a Fox Illinois first down.
As someone needs to tell Coach Skinner, let the kid throw.
Well, you see the nice hookup.
His first
Jack
down
Fritz.
the field pass, and a beauty right down the middle. Fritz gets it, takes it all the way inside Monticello territory.
So just like that, on 3rd and long, the Spartans go long, and it worked. Marty Wright on first down. There's the handoff. Nice run there again by Dwight Colvin, who scored earlier in the quarter. And they've made it into the Illini Oil Change red zone.
You know, if they had fantasy football for high school, Colvin would be my guy. We call that red zone and touchdown vulture. He comes in and he just takes it.
Ball inside the 15. Handoff again to Colvin, who goes up the middle. Down inside the 10.
And to get back to Colvin, you know, for Coach Skinner to have such confidence in a sophomore to come in here in a game like this, to be the guy down here inside the 20, that you know he'll hold on to the ball, you'll know he'll find the hole, is big for a young kid like that.
So inside of a minute in the first quarter. Colvin and Meeker in the backfield. Wright gives it to Colvin and a flag on the far side of the field.
Looks like this
Dead
will be
ball.
another false
Snap
start.
infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
And it's time to play the OMG BBQ Scratch to win game from Hickory River. Text RIVALS to 43817 to enter. Standard carrier and data rates may apply. You'll receive one message with a link to the game from an automated system. Consent not required for purchase. Text HELP for help. For mobile privacy policy and terms and conditions, visit CW23TV.com. So it is 2nd and 10. First quarter action. From the 14. Colvin goes up the middle, right side, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown! Dwight Colvin, his second touchdown of the quarter, makes it 14-8.
Like I said, the first quarter's not even over, and if you had him in fantasy, you'd have about 20 points already. Kid is unbelievable.
So that burst of speed, and there you see it again. And
They'll go for the 2-point conversion. They'll hand it to Colvin, and they'll get in.
$14-8, and they will go for 2. Colvin is in the backfield. It goes to Colvin, and he gets the ball, and he gets the conversion. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what it's all, and it is holding against St. Joe.
That's unfortunate because they don't really need a hold when he has the ball.
So that will bring it back.
56 offense. 10 yards from spot of foul. One more on time down.
Now this becomes tricky because now Skinner has to look at his play calls now because 5 yards is big. That's a big 5 yards when you're trying to get into the end zone.
Pushes the ball back to the 14-yard line. And Marty Wright under center. Jack Fritz, number 22 in the backfield. Back to throw is Wright. Timing play in the corner of the end zone. Caught. And he has the conversion. Jack Cook, number 10. The sophomore. So just like that, 16-8 here in the first quarter, Louis.
Unbelievable play, throw and catch. Beautiful fade to the corner. And we know what's cooking, huh? What a catch. Goes up and gets it.
So 16-8 is our score.
Wright has only thrown the ball twice, and both have been beautiful dimes right on point. What a great game so far. Great offenses on both sides.
No doubt about it. It's living up to the pregame promotion and publicity. With 26 seconds ago, we're still in the first quarter. So at this point, Louis, we'll see whose defense can come up big, but obviously a lot of time left with 3 quarters to go, but the defenses will definitely be challenged tonight, and we expected that going into this.
Absolutely, but it's really going to come down to these offenses. And as I said, as long as they play mistake-free football and they're just going to keep going back and forth, it's that one team that makes that mistake and gives the other team an extra possession. That's where we're going to start to see, okay, how is one team going to capitalize? But right now, both offenses is doing exactly what we expected.
In case you just joined us, we're in St. Joseph, where the St. Joe Ogden Spartans have taken the lead.
I got to say, right before pregame, we had some Hickory River pulled pork, and that was great. And the only thing better than that so far has been these two offenses.
No doubt about that. The offenses have been good. And there's an onside kick. Fumbled, and let's see. I think the Spartans may have recovered it.
Looks like they did.
And the official says yes.
And that right there is how you win big games at home. What a gutsy move by Coach Skinner, but he says, you know, we're up 8. We have the crowd. We're at home. We have momentum. Let's go for it. And that's how you win big games right there. Great call by Coach Skinner.
So there you see an excellent kick, excellent onside kick.
And now I will say it's a great call because they recovered. But still, great call.
No, great play, great play. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans on the Sages 46-yard line. With 26 seconds to go in the opening quarter. There's the handoff. Gain of a couple for Jack Fritz.
And we spoke about the turnovers. My point with the turnovers was you don't want to give the other team an extra possession. Well, St. Joe just got an extra possession by what they did with the onside kick. That's exactly what you're looking for. How much can we have the ball to score? That's the name of the game with these two teams. You want to have the ball, and they got it back. And now this is a big drive.
And we're at the end of one quarter here in St. Joseph, where the St. Joe Ogden Spartans lead Monticello 16-8. Back with more. You're watching Hickory River Smokehouse Saturday Night Rivals, presented by Kirby Medical Center. Back with more in just a minute. Don't go.